We have oils that hold that long with the kit. The ones that came with the kit, we have two that we have used quite often, especially for our little child. He's only 5 months now, but the first month of his life, he was struggling a lot when he was eating. He had a very tough time finding anything that he could actually keep down. So we actually had quite a few breast milk donators given to us. That was about the only thing he could keep down, but he still had lots of problems. So Diet Guys for him was wonderful. In fact, we were over at a friend's house that he was just screaming, crying. My wife finally we were able to borrow some Diet Guys from her. We put it on speed within about 5 minutes. Sorry, no, you can't hear me. Within about 5 minutes, he's went from crying to cooing into babbling into having being fine. The other one that we used quite often was Peace and Calm. That is a good one to have diffusing in your house, especially for me. I can come home from work, they're all crying, especially the little ones crying. But if that's me going in the house, the wife's even calmer with me when I get home. But there has been a couple times when she went out of town where I didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, this kid's got to sleep through the night. I got to get to work. So I plugged it in, had the diffuser over his crib, and 15, 20 minutes later he was out. Slept for the 4 hours that the diffuser went. Woke up, fed him. I put some more in, started up. He slept the best for me 4 nights she was out of town than he has 5 months of sleep.
My name's Buck Old. I fell out of a tree stand, hung a finger on a wooden bank. It cut all the way underneath of it. You couldn't see the ring. Come home, showed it to my wife. We just started this oil. So she got out her lavender and panel butter. And it's 2 weeks to this day that I fell out of it. I had 185 pounds hanging on a piece of gold. So I got the scar to prove it. I'm able to use my finger, and it took the soreness and stuff away.
Hello everybody, I'm Brad Johnson, my beautiful wife and partner there, Michelle. I've got 2 experiences. Hey Demetrius, how you doing? Awesome, fine summer. I've got 2 experiences that I'd say were pretty important to me. One, I love to run. I joined a running group this summer. I started experiencing a lot of knee pain and was doing the whole ibuprofen regimen and all that. And my wife was strongly encouraging me. I don't know if you've ever been strongly encouraged. I have. And so I conceded to try the lemongrass, and it was very effective at reducing the inflammation. I'd gotten to the point to where I would struggle to get in and out of my truck on a daily basis. And within a few days of using the lemongrass, my knees were fine and I felt a lot better. My other experience would be in September I had an abdominal surgery. I was having a lot of loading and pressure afterwards, excruciating pain, laid up in bed, morphine, whatever drugs they can get me to take that away. And it wasn't overly effective at removing the problem, it was just disguising the pain symptoms. So she encouraged me to digest, and I wasn't at my little cousin's house, and I didn't end up, tuning into it. I was able to feel a lot better, and the pain went down, and I was able to get back to running in a few weeks of that surgery, so we could run a 5K on our wedding day.
I'm Ruben Hartzler. This is my wife Stacy over here that did the first presentation. We started using oils about a year ago, I guess. And like most people, I was a little skeptical. But we have used them It's just poison ivy grows with the deer on it. So I usually have to go to the doctor when getting poison ivy, and it's usually at least once a year I get it bad enough that I have to go get a steroid shot, just so I can function and go to work and not just be going crazy. So this year, Thanksgiving Day or the weekend after, we have a meal. Usually if I go home after I hunt and I take a shower right away, it's not too bad. I went from the woods to a dinner, and we stayed out late, and by the time I got home, the rash was already showing up, and it was itching like crazy, and so normally that's a sign I'm going to have to get a shot. So we did a little research on it, and we started using patchouli oil, which we happen to have. Patchouli is great for reducing the itch, and it's also good for acne. It's antimicrobial or whatever it's called. Yeah, I did that enough for you. Anyway, it took the itch away, so it was very effective. I had poison ivy. It started to dry it up, but the main thing was it didn't itch anymore, so I could go through my normal day, and I never even thought about it being there. It was on my arm, and I had it still replaced it pretty bad, and it dried it up. And on top of that, I also used rose ointment. Rose ointment is very good for just reducing pain and helping kind of seal in the oils that you use, kind of as a topical thing. Also helps with itching, and I think they have rose oil in it. Rose oil is one of the best oils out there as far as healing things. And so it healed up in a week. I didn't have it anymore, and that whole week it didn't ever bother me. So that was pretty awesome. My other testimony is about using peppermint oil for sinus infections. I had a sinus infection at school. I'm a middle school PE teacher and coach, and so I'm always active, and we're outside. I run to school every day. We live about 2 blocks from school, so that's anyway, it's cold outside, and one day I got a sinus infection, or I had something going on, and I had to leave school early and come home because I couldn't focus, and my vision was going blurry. I had horrible pain in my head, and so I came home, and Stacy picked up some peppermint to help start relieving that headache and that tension. And actually, it was so bad that we boiled a pot of water and got it boiling good, dumped a couple of drops of peppermint in it, and covered it with a towel real quick for about 2 or 3 seconds. Kind of let it, the steam fill up. We picked up a towel and I just kind of inhaled it in, and it just, the hot, had the peppermint, and it cleared me out really quickly, helped me drain my sinuses. And that next day, I was 100%. I didn't feel any of that pain or pressure. So it was pretty awesome. Went back to school, and what's wrong with you? That hurt really bad and lost it. So also, I use oils for just attitude, and as far as being a teacher, some days it gets frustrating. I don't know if you've ever been around middle school kids. I keep Valor on me, and I use, actually we recently got some Joy oil. I always put that on for your school, and I think this last 4 or 5 weeks I've been doing that. It's been the best 4 or 5 weeks I've had all year. Things go smoother, I don't get frustrated as quickly. So I use them a lot, and we've seen great success. So I highly encourage continued use of them.
Can I believe that's actually happening? Hold on a second. I can't believe that just happened. But that happens. I mean, I love that song. Good, bad, yeah. That's what's up here. That's which one I am. My name is Jason Haynes, and I'm the ugly Stacy. Okay. My name is Jason Haynes, and this is my daughter, and I'm very proud of her. And I want to thank her for skeptical. There is no word for the skepticism that I had. You know, it's wood hippies, you're going to be smoking pot now. That's what I know about it. I grew up in the 70s, you know, so I know what that's all about. By the way, how many men are in this group? Raise your hand if you're a man. I can kind of see a few. This is, I've been a teacher for 26 years. I've been an ag teacher. Usually it's the coach and the ag teacher and a bunch of women in a meeting like this. So I feel pretty well at home, you know, talking to a lot of ladies. But this is for the men in the group. And I have a lot of testimonies that rival the best ones you've got here. I can tell a good story, and there are some good testimonies that I can share with you. Probably the most recent one is I've got two staples in my shoulder right here and limited mobility in this shoulder. I won't punch through it, but I can't go up much past that right there. Missed it. Okay, so and that's about 30-year-old surgery, and once probably a year, that would get so sore that I can't even like carry a briefcase or something like that with my arm. And about 2 months ago, I took one of those spells, and I usually just work through it, take some Tylenol, something like that. We had been introduced to essential oils roughly in August. You know, Jordan had been using them before that, and I was kind of, blowing it off. But August, we were in Branson, and that's where we got introduced to them. We got our starter kit, and I was talking about this soreness that I had in my shoulder, and so, I don't remember if it was her or one of her sisters said, put Idaho balsam fir and Panaway on that and use a carrier oil. And so, okay, icy hot, I've done this thing before, so I started, I'm a loyal user, but I wasn't necessarily a believer. But I started putting this on my shoulder. I did it for 4 days. And 2 or 3 days, I didn't really notice anything. The 4th day, I got up, and it is totally just like it should be. I've got all my motion. There's no pain there. I can sleep. I can roll over on it, that kind of thing. I've got the strength back, and it was an immediate thing. It was, I 1, 2, 3, 4, bam, it worked. And I haven't been using it ever after that. It's not like something I have to go back to and keep putting it on and make it retreat the thing. It's just it just did it. So whenever if I have my next 6-month bout with my shoulder, when it decides to mess up, I know what to do. 4 days, Idaho balsam fir and Panaway, it's going to be gone. But you know what I believe? I believe that I won't have it anymore. I think that the essential oil can mend in that way. And I'll say that at the same time, I'm also saying I believe that there's healing, that God provides healing. And I think the oils help facilitate that. But that healing is my faith in Jesus Christ and His ability and through His suffering that I'm healed. And the oils manifest that in my body, and I'm really like that. So I identified the men a while ago. I've got some more testimonies, but Jordan asked me to do the most uncomfortable part of the panel, especially when there's 97% women in the room. I actually did the math there. So, somebody might be able to tell me what you see on the infomercial at 2 a.m.
Oh no.
There's some kind of pill out there that they're selling in because they have low testosterone or something like that. And it must be a problem because, they say they've sold billions of bottles or something like that. So apparently we men are buying that stuff because there's an issue. Just saying. So I did some research because I was asked to about this topic. Notice I qualified because I was asked to. And in the book that you can get back there at the back room. I saw some on the table back there. I assume those are available for folks that want them. You can look up low testosterone in there and find out that rosemary, sage, fennel, geranium, yarrow, and frankincense are oils that are used to help men combat that problem. Now, testosterone is a hormone. You probably knew that. Thyroid conditions are also that could affect that, and myrrh was the oil that keeps popping up for thyroid problems, either hypo or hyperactive thyroid. There's more than it's supposed to or not enough. So that's another one that is recommended. Then there's the prostate problems that older men have, and that if you're over 50 like I am, then the doctor of conventional wisdom says that you need to be going to the doctor and getting your prostate checked, pretty regular, because prostate cancer affects a lot of men that are my age and older. And I suspect that if you're my age and older, you recognize that there is something going on in your body there too. But the recommendation for BPH is Idaho balsam fir, oregano, sage, yarrow, thyme, and wintergreen. And those are right out of the book. I haven't personally experienced need for these or taken them, but I'm sharing that with you today. Probably because there's 10 men here? Stress is another thing, which I'm experiencing a great deal of right now. Stress is one of those things that kill men too. And they used to think it was cigarettes and drinking coffee and staying up too late, but they did all that stuff because they were stressed out about a job or a relationship or whatever it might be. But stress away. Did you have some of that, by the way? I think he's got some in his pocket, a good middle school teacher. And Valor, thank you. That's his instant gratification. Valor, peace and calming, joy, cedarwood, lavender.
That's awesome.
Those are all for stress. And I don't know if you saw me, but I got my Valor out of my pocket, and I was letting them all sniff it before we started here because it really works. I carry this. I'm a high school teacher, so that's actually a normal job. Middle schoolers are really impossible to deal with, but high school kids are all, they're the same size as you, but they have a third grade mind. And so I need the Valor for a lot of reasons. In some cases, I might actually be doing physical battle. So, that Valor. I hope that'll be the last day on the job if that ever happens. But Valor, I carry it with me, and peppermint too. It's two oils. Those are two oils that I carry constantly. Another issue that aging men have apparently is sleep. Who gave this list? Did you just come up with it somewhere? I do. I mean, it hit me. Maybe she knows. I don't know. But sleep, I wake up 4 or 5 times a night probably, just for the heck of it. Eyes pop open, I look to see what time it is. Oh, sweet, I got 2 more hours to sleep. But if I didn't want to do that, then I could diffuse Valor in my room, or peace and calming, or lavender, and rutabaga. I don't have any of that. I think that my mother has used some of it though. But that's for you like it. Yeah, you said that, didn't you? Sleep disorders. People that wake up and wander around. I used to get up and walk around, and then I'd go to the refrigerator and I'd sit down and I'd eat for about 15 minutes. But my wife talked me into going, what was that cleansing thing we did? It was on the website. Detox, yeah. Why do I need to detox? I'm not toxic. But at the same time, I am. And hopefully you don't think I'm a toxic person after hearing me talk, but I'm pretty sure my body has a lot of toxins in it. And I would have never thought. I gave my wife a Christmas present. She got me to do the detox with her, and that's her standing up there. Friends, Crystal. She and I did the detox program, and I mean, I was starving to death. I never ate one bit of food. All I did was drink water and had the slick tea for 5 days. I enlisted the help of our FFA officers. I was telling them stories about how hungry I was every day in class, and then they would encourage me, "Oh, you can do it, you can do it." And then, so 5 days, and then we get to the 5 days, and it's like midnight, Sunday night, and then it's the end of the day, and I'm, okay, can we eat now? I'm ready to have a steak. But now, though, you got to do 2 more days of black beans and something else, organic food. But you know what? I didn't think I could make 5 days without eating anything. And I wouldn't recommend anybody do it at all. Because it's really tough. And I didn't cheat. But after the fact, once it's all said and done, and I can look down and I can see the top of my belt buckle, I'm thinking, hey, that wasn't so bad after all. That's the way it is. Anytime you're in something, right in the heat of the battle, you think, I'm not going to make it, I'm not going to make it, I'm not going to make it. And after you do it, oh, that wasn't that big deal. I can do that again. In fact, I told Buck and Ned on the way up here, I was thinking about doing it again. Because I have been a coffee drinker since I was 11 years old. And when I started college, I've been about a pot a day. And then when I went to graduate school, I went to about a pot and a half a day. And as an ag teacher, about 2 pots, maybe 3 pots of coffee a day. I've been a huge coffee drinker, and I love it. I don't want to quit drinking it. I like it. But the detox thing took me with no coffee. So for 35 years, it's been at least that long that I had to go more than 1 minute or whatever without coffee. I just certainly wouldn't even think about going more than a day, and for a week, no way. But you know what, after I detox, and I'm eating organic food, and I'm thinking, hey, I'm not going to be a coffee holding tank, I'm going to be a coffee connoisseur. And I'm going to enjoy 1 and maybe 2 cups of coffee. The funny thing that happened, I told my kids at school that, how much time ago? I took too much already. Well, let me finish this story. So I've got this kid that likes coffee too, and she says, well, Mr. Haynes, your coffee is terrible. It's just run-of-the-mill coffee. I want to bring you some good stuff. What happens? The day I start the detox program, she brings this gourmet coffee, and I hated to say anything to her. I said, I'm sorry, Eddie, I can't drink any of that until next week. And she, well, anyway, it worked, and you know what? I'm not an addict to coffee, and I'm not sure that I was before. Like I said, I liked it, but I'm not sure I could quit. And I think with the support that I get in my own body through the oils that I use every day, is not only taking that craving away from me, but it's made it where, I don't know, it's God's oil, not mine, and it's my testimony to His goodness. I'm really proud to be out here. I hope y'all have a great time today.